Hey everybody, Sister Fantastic here, and welcome to today's video. It's a collab with my dear friend Andi Does Stuff, and we're doing a date night look, and I'm going to use this palette right here, Center Stage by Pinky Rose. This is the color story that's in the palette, and these are the colors that I'm going to be using on my eyes today. I'm going to create a really beautiful date night look with a brown lip. And so I'm going to go off camera. The only thing I've done so far is moisturizer and a lip plumper, and so I'm going to go off camera and do my brows and my foundation, and I will be right back, so stay tuned. Okay y'all, I'm back and all my base is done, so I'm ready to get into this palette, and I'm going to start off with this mustardy shade right here. It's called Flash, and it's the second one in the palette. And I'm going in with a big fat fluffy brush because I just want to light wash a color, and I'm going to lay that right in the crease. Now when I go on a date with my husband, usually it's dinner and a movie, sometimes just dinner. And in fact, we haven't been to the movies in a while, to be honest, since COVID broke out. So anyway, a date night is usually fairly casual, you know. I do like to look nice, but for my makeup, you know, I usually go for a smoky eye. And so that's what I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna just put on my makeup. I usually wear neutrals, and I've been doing a lot of colorful looks here lately, so I'm gonna do a neutral look, and we're gonna put a really nice lip with it, fairly bold lip, and something that's going to wear well through the evening. And I might have to reapply it like after dinner. Sometimes when we go to dinner and a movie, we'll go to dinner first and then to the movie second, but it just depends on, you know, how our day is going, the schedule, what time the movies play, you know, how busy the restaurant is, you know, all those factors play in to it. Now when we go out, usually for a date night like that, we head off to Florence, Alabama, which is about a 45 to a 50-minute drive from here, and we make it, you know, afternoon or evening of it. Sometimes if we're in a hurry, you know, we'll just go to dinner locally. We've got this is a small town, but we have Mexican restaurants, and there's a Chinese restaurant, and you know, usually that's our dinner of choice when we go out, because those type of meals are, you know, authentic, and they're really kind of a challenge to cook at home. I mean, we do it, but it's very time consuming. So okay, so I'm pretty well satisfied with this. I just wanted a light wash of color. I did use the Ace Beauty eyeshadow base, so that's sticking down pretty good. Alright, now I'm going to go in with this next shade. It's that warm brown shade right there. It's called Fame. This is where it's at in the palette. And I'm going to swap brushes, and I'm going to use this one from Be Bella. Make sure there's nothing on it. I think it's clean. Okay, so I'm just going to use the tip of the brush, and I'm just going to go right in to the socket, and I'm just tapping it in, mostly on the outer 2/3. And then as I get closer to the inside of the eye, just kind of taper it down to where it's right there in the fold of my eye, just real, you know, just a little thin bit. Okay, and then I'll just kind of soften the edges with what's left, just like that. Okay, now the other eye. I like brown eyeshadow. I feel safe with brown eyeshadow. I think brown eyeshadow draws attention to the eyes rather than the eye look itself. And on a date night, that's what I really want to do. I want my husband to focus on me. I want him to look into my eyes. You know, I don't want him to be sitting there staring at my makeup. I like these shadows here from these palettes. This is one I really haven't had a chance to use, so I wanted to go into this palette and play around with it tonight. There's a really pretty color story in this palette. A couple of pressed glitters, but I'm going to stay away from the glitter tonight. The last thing you want on a date night is to have a speck of glitter fall off your eye and onto your face or into your food or in your eyeball itself. That would be tragic. So since I'm not that great with them yet, I'm just gonna play it safe. A date night is, to me, is all about doing makeup that's tried and true, classic, neutral look. Okay, so that's pretty good right there. Alright, now I'm going to go into this shade called Weekend. It's the one that's on the end there. It's the last one in the palette. It's really, really warm. It's really beautiful. And I'm going to use a smaller fluffy brush. Let me find one here. Let me use this one from e.l.f. I reach for these little e.l.f. brushes all the time. And I'm just going to warm this up. I'm going to use this shade to warm up the brown. And just really focus in on that, the deepest part of the crease. And then of course I'm going to be smoking it up and out. Not a whole lot of shadow, but just enough to kind of make it say va 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 voom. Va 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 voom dia. Yeah. If you guys don't know Andi, I'm sure many of you do, but maybe some of you don't. I've got quite a few new subscribers here lately. Andi does stuff. Andi is awesome. Andi is a natural curly haired, really beautiful lady. She's sincere, she's honest, she's got a great channel, lots of terrific content. She's married, she's got a job, her daughter's full grown, they have a dog. She lives in Ohio, and Andi loves makeup, and you are going to love her. So anyway, head over to her channel. I will link that down below. And Andi is the one that helps me with all of my introductions to my videos. So all these little clips that you see at the beginning that introduce my channel, Andi's the one that helps me out with all of that. And I just love her to pieces. She's my friend. Okay, so we've got some warmth going on here. These colors remind me of the Naked Heat palette. Okay, now I want to go in on the lid, and I'm going to use a packing brush for that. And I'm going to go into this really pretty, it's almost like it's a red that almost has like a purplish tone to it. It's called Public. And that's the shade in the palette. But you see it transfers onto the skin. It's like a duochrome almost. There's like a coppery brownish side to it, and then when you flip it, the purple comes through. So anyway, I'm going to use that on the lid. It's a beautiful satin. And it transfers pretty dark on the lid. So this is not going to be a shiny, you know, color to make the lid pop out, but it is going to be really pretty because it is kind of, it's got that berry tone that's going to complement my eyes. So I'm just going above the fold of my skin just a little bit because my eyes are, you know, really hooded, and I'm just going to cover that, like the deepest part of the crease and the lid, with this shade. Just like that. And I'm just going to blend this in to what I've already laid down for that smoky look. Okay, now the other eye. I like this shade. I think it's really pretty. And if you'll notice, I didn't put anything down on the lid before this shade, so there's nothing to really cover up there on the lid. So that true color is coming through, that purplish tone. And purplish browns are really pretty, I think, with blue eyes. So again, we're going above the fold, and we're just blending that on up into what we've already laid down. Pretty, it looks pretty dramatic, but I'm going somewhere. Okay, I'm going to leave that brush sitting out because I'm going to come back to it. Now I'm just going to go in with a little pointed tapered brush. It's got a small tip, and I'm going to go into this shade called Havana, which is that really, it's like a really dark orange, and it's right here in the palette. It's a reddish orange. So I'm going to go right there, and I'm going to go underneath the lash line with it, and I'm just using the tip of the brush, and I'm going to carry it all the way over past the fold of my eye so that it connects with what I've already laid down on the upper part. And I'm going to just sweep this all the way across under the lash line, all the way over to the tear duct. And then I'm just going to blend with that same brush. It's going to kind of smoke it out a little bit. And it's going to give the eye kind of a grunginess. I hope I wasn't covering my face up just then. And this is really a bold move, you know, because sometimes reddish type tones can make you look like you've been sick for a few days if you're not careful. But I'm going somewhere with this, so I'm not done with this part yet. I'm going to go back into that really pretty shade called Public, that purplish type shimmer, and I'm going to hug the lash line really tight after I get this smoked out. Okay, and I'm just kind of brushing that up and blending that up into that last part. It's like you would for a wing on the top part, but I'm just kind of blending it and smoking it, and you know, Just adding a little more warmth. Okay, now I'm going back into that flat brush, and I'm just gonna go right straight down and use the tip, and I'm going into Public again, and I'm gonna go right across the lash line, and I'm just gonna hug it tight. And we're gonna just add another little layer of dimension here, just to keep the red tones from taking over. I really want that warmth, but I want the depth from the purplish. Just like that. Okay, now I'm in a position for mascara, lashes, liner, all of that, and then I will come back and we will do a lip look together. Okay, stay tuned. Alright, I'm back, and this is the eye look, and I just put on a pair of Demi Wispies, and I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills black eyeliner in the waterline. This is in the shade, what shade is this? Boreas. Anyway, it's waterproof, and so, you know, if you ever get into the movies where there's a tearjerker, you know, or if he gives you a gift and it makes you want to cry, you want your makeup to be waterproof when you're on a date. So now I'm ready to do a lip look, and I've got this lip pencil here from B Bella. It's called Only Yours in the shade 029, and it's like a dark berry kind of a color, and I want to use it. I haven't used it before. So I'm going to line my lips. And this is a really pretty one. It'd go good with pink lipsticks too. And it sharpens with a sharpener, so you can get that really sharp tip. And get that precision. So I like using a liner to lock in that lipstick, keep it from feathering, makes it last longer. If you're careful when you eat, you'll still have lipstick on when you get through. Okay, so I really wanted to go over that a couple of times to lock in this lipstick. This is a matte shade. It's from L'Oreal. It's in the shade 440, and it's called Royal Pink. But you can see it is a darker. Here, let me swatch it for you. It's really a really pretty, like a cranberry red. So I thought this would be pretty with the eyeshadow. So I'm just going in with this. And I like a matte look for a date night. Hopefully one that's non-transferable. And I just think a bright lip like this really dresses up a look. And it goes on so creamy, it's wonderful. But just like that, boom, it just really transforms the look, I think. Okay, so let me just put on some setting spray here. We're going with the MAC Fix Plus. Just 3 sprays of that. I like the way that stuff smells. And I didn't put on a whole lot of bronzer today. And my blush is pretty light. So I'm just going to let the eyes and the lips be the star of the show. And I really wasn't going for a dramatic look, but it does look fairly dramatic. But it is a date night, so, you know, a little extra drama for a date night is okay. So I'm staying away from the highlighter tonight. I mean, my cheeks are glowy because I've got skincare on, but I didn't put any kind of shimmer on my eyes at all other than what's on the lid. I was just going for that smoky look. So anyway, these are the Ardell Demi Wispies. Did I say that? Anyway, that's my color story, and that's how it wound up looking on my eyes. I'm pleased with the look, and I just think it's really pretty. The lashes and the lipstick really, and the liner, they really make the blue eyes pop. Okay, I just want to thank my girl Andi. She's awesome. You guys make sure and go down in the description box and pick up her video link and check out her video. If you haven't subscribed to our channels yet, I would like to invite you to do that. And I also have memberships set up on mine, so you can also become a member on my channel and not just subscribe, but, you know, be a Patreon member. And there's 3 tiers there, so however you choose to support me is wonderful. All right, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Andi. I love you, girl. You're the bomb. You're the bomb. I think very highly of you, and I love you with all my heart. Okay, y'all, that's it for me today. Thank you so much. God bless you today is my prayer, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.